What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of Woodmine Syndicate, here today to talk about Warhammer 40K once again. Today we've got quite a bit to talk about, and it's like split into three different parts, but at the same time, each part kind of either directly or indirectly relates to Space Marines getting better. It's no surprise that GW loves them, their Space Marines, and whenever the game is getting too competitive, Space Marines always need to be at the top. And of course, the Tau, the Adeptus Custodes, the Harlequins, they've been topping out a lot. So things have been changing points-wise, rules-wise, to allow these Astartes to be the best of the best once again. So much so that the rumors have started that yet another Space Marine Codex is coming out in the horizon pretty soon. And that's to be expected, because we've always had like the Space Marines come out alongside another faction for each edition. For example, in 9th edition, it was the Space Marines and the Necrons coming out, bringing in, new rules, new models, etc. And now that it's been over a year that we've had this edition, we've noticed that the rules that they put out have been getting just buried on top of stronger armies, stronger rule sets. And power creep is a thing. So much so that Space Marines, they're not shining bright like they used to. Space Marines are actually losing tournaments, oh no. So to keep sales up and whatnot, GW was like, okay, Tau with this awesome FU railgun, sounds good. Harlequins with this awesome movement that can take objectives and steal games, that's good, that's gonna sell things. Custodes that are super tough and can just hold objectives and won't be, blown off the board, that's great, that'll sell models. And now that they've sold models, it's time for the nerf. And we have seen that. A few days ago, they did a 40K balanced data slate. I'm going to post a link there so you guys can go check it out if you haven't. So you can download the new rules, see how your army has been affected. And for the most part, it neuters the Tau, it neuters Custodes, it neuters Harlequins. I believe even the Orcs got a little bit of a nerf. But the armies of the Imperium, such as the Adeptus Sororita, the Astra Militarum, and the Space Marines have gotten a really awesome buff with a generic rule called the Armor of Contempt. So here we have exactly what the Armor of Contempt rule is. Each time an attack is allocated to an Adeptus Astarte, Sanctic Astarte, Heretic Astarte, or Adepta Sororitas, worsen the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. So it's even better than what I said. Any AP just takes away a blip of that. So for example, if you're hitting with an AP -5, it's now an AP -4. That's crazy. However, this rule does not apply to any of the following. Models that are under the effects of any other rule that worsens or reduces the AP of an attack. Good, that means it's not going to stack. Models with either the Sacrosanct Shield or Force Shielding ability, such as the Nemesis Dread Knight or Celestant Sacrosanct, which is really good. And the models equipped with a Storm Shield, Relic Shield, or Combat Shield. So it kind of still keeps with the whole, you can't stack abilities clause that has been a thing since 9th edition, which is good, because honestly, if you could reduce damage by -4, that'd be crazy. Or not damage, but AP and whatnot, that'd be still crazy. But don't get me wrong, this is still was this needed? Was this even supposed to be a thing? Because think of it this way. Whenever these new armies came out, for example, the Tau, their basic weapon was AP 0 before. But with this new edition, their basic weapon is now a -1. So the Armor of Contempt ability just says, oh, that new rule that you guys thought you had? Nah, you don't anymore. So it's what even is the point of this? 9th edition has just been so all over the place with their rules and their power creep, and it's 40K was never a balanced game, but this is just, Like, it's just too much. Rules are getting changed a month, or not even a month. Like with the Adeptus Custodes book, you bought the new codex, and not even a week later, there was a new revision to the book. The book was outdated 5 days after it came out. That is, like, it's wild to think that, like, GW would allow stuff like this to happen. I mean, yes, we have all known for years that GW is just out there to make money, oversell you on plastic, charge you for animations that honestly could just be put out on YouTube for free as like advertisement and whatnot. No, they're making you pay for it for subpar episodes and whatnot. And now we get stuff like this. Like, come on, man. Like, we get it. Space Marines gotta shine, Space Marines gotta win, because that's where most people buy armies. Are gonna buy a Space Marine army, and then they'll probably branch out to Xenos, but Space Marines always come first, and apparently that's the case. However, like I said, it's not specifically for Space Marines. The Sisters of Battle, the Grey Knights, and Heretic Astartes, Chaos Space Marines also get this. So it's good, because now I can segue into Chaos Space Marines. So, for years now, I've been preaching that why are Chaos Space Marines weaker than Astartes? Chaos Space Marines, or Space Marines from way back in the Horus Heresy era, that have been gifted boons by Chaos. So right then and there, they should be better than a standard Space Marine, cause Chaos. But no, they've always gotten worse weapons, worse stats, and then you got Space Marines with 2 wounds, and yet Chaos didn't get them for over a year, and finally now, Chaos Space Marines will have their stat line changed to make this, a thing now. 2 wound Chaos Space Marines with the Armor of Contemptibility. That's good. Finally, they're kind of on equal playing field when it comes to the Space Marine stat line, but they do come out on top when we look at this. Their attacks went from a measly 1 to a whopping 3. That's crazy. 3 attacks per Chaos Space Marine. This is, I can just imagine what Khorne Berserkers are going to be like. Because this is like, you don't even need to just go Khorne if you want to have a very close combat army with this. Give them like the Demon Blade or the Heavy Chain Axe, which you can see the stats here, and you're going to be doing a ton of damage each turn. The only thing that kind of concerns me now is that if they got this bump of an upgrade to the basic Chaos Space Marine, they're probably going to be, I wouldn't say overcosted, but their points are going to go up. And you've always had this question if you play Chaos Space Marines. Is it worth it to get Chaos Space Marines or just get cheap cultists as like just hold objectives? 99% of the time you would get the cultists because they're cheaper, you can spam bodies, plant them on an objective, and it's going to be slightly harder to kill than 5 Chaos Space Marines would, especially when they didn't have the durability of a regular Space Marine. Well, now they do. So, does this make sense lore-wise? Yeah, kind of. I still don't see why they decided to give them that extra, like 2 attacks would have made sense, and instead of the 3, I think that's going a little too overboard, and it's creeping up on like Khorne's specialty. But maybe we'll see more Chaos Space Marines. I think GW has just been sitting on Chaos Space Marine boxes that just don't sell, and they're like, well, let's give them a little bit extra of leadership and then more attacks, and they'll sell. We'll see, maybe. It all depends on their point cost, and maybe cultists will get better in the codex, and nobody will still take Chaos Space Marines. But I'm excited to see that finally we're getting closer to a Chaos Space Marine or Heretic Astartes codex, because it is one of my favorite armies to just mess around with and create lists, because they really have an awesome array of models, and I can't wait to see what new rules and stats are in the tome of that chaotic book. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about this data slate changing rules and changing point values and whatnot? Astartes are coming back with new codex sooner or later. Of course, they never leave the limelight, and more chaos is to come. So let me know your thoughts down below, guys, and stay tuned, because I didn't forget, I still have that grimdark battle coming, that 7-way free-for-all that pits Farsight's bodyguard, the 8, against one another to see who is the best of his bodyguard. As always, I've been the Sound Alchemist, letting you guys know that, hey, if you like what we do here at One Mind Syndicate, a like, a comment, a subscribe, a share would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to go that extra mile, we do have a Patreon page, so a simple $1 a month that you guys pledge to us will go a long way for us to be putting out these videos for you. Thanks again, and this has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, signing out.